Hey, welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I am your host. It's Paul Marlett here. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the Clubhouse app, right? So what is the Clubhouse, right? Well, I've only been on Clubhouse for a couple of days now. And what it seems to be is like, it's almost the best way of trying to explain it really is it's a little bit like having a Zoom call with a bunch of different people. But at the moment, because it is so new, there is quite an amazing way to actually get a whole bunch of top line marketers involved and getting them right in front of you as well. So you can tap into these people because they're all loving it and they're all trying to take advantage of this new platform. So it's super pretty cool. But there is a problem, right? Now, when you first want to join Clubhouse in the first place, you only can get in if you're invited, right? So how do you get invited? Well, you have to be in someone's contacts on their phone and they have to be in Clubhouse already. And to start with, you only get one Clubhouse request, right? One invite. But how can you actually earn more invites, right? So, well, I'm going to say now it is super addictive anyway. And as it's invite only, you do need to ask around until someone has got an invite and can let you in. Now, it might sound crazy, but there are a few ways to get a few more invites, yeah. Plus, if you're still listening, then I will let you know a backdoor where you get to more invites. And also, later on in the show, we're going to open it up. So I'm going to open up in my phone so you can have a listen to one of the rooms where lots of people are chatting, right? And it's kind of like there's a whole bunch of people that are moderators and then there are people that are listeners, and the moderators get to take the stage as and when, and the listeners can't. So you can get bumped up to a listener and you can also get bumped up into a moderator. Now, if you're just hanging around and listening, then, nothing's really going to happen. But here's how you can get more. Well, you can host the room yourself. Now, ideally set this up on the Clubhouse calendar so people are aware when it's coming up. Make sure you post the time, the name of the room, and put it all out on your other social media platforms to make sure you're not just talking to yourself, right? Because that sort of shit can happen. And as you add and as you start adding people in, at the moment there doesn't seem to be a limit of how many people you can add each day. So I guess that might change, very much like Twitter did back in the day where you could like do the whole follow and follow bullshit. But it might be worth just like going ahead, getting into rooms where you think you are most interested in, following all the moderators on there, following the speakers, and a good bunch of them are going to start following you back. So you can start doing that. And of course, if you go and look out for a small group, then there's a good chance you are going to get invited to be a speaker. Now, that's key. So if you do that, then you can start building your audience up, because people that then come into the room are going to do exactly what you did, which is they are going to start adding everybody that's in a moderator, right? So you can do that. And another thing that I noticed as well is like there's been a whole bunch of stuff where you can actually add a bio in there, and again, there's no limitations to what you can do. So if you want to start driving traffic to your offers and your programs and everything else that you're doing, then make sure you have a fully optimized profile, very much like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff, right? So that's what you need to do. So let's talk about the backdoor, right? Now, as we mentioned before, to be invited to be in the contact list of you need to be in the contact list of the person who is to invite you, right? And that means you've got to give them your cell number, which not a lot of people like doing, but it's all very well being friends on Facebook, but actually giving out your cell number is totally different kettle of fish. However, Clubhouse does allow you to link up not only your Instagram, but also your Twitter accounts. Now, some people might think that's great because that's going to be on your bio as well, so people can start following you and stuff, right? Now, this is actually where the difference makes. If you ask somebody to follow you on Twitter and Instagram and then add their cell number into your mutual contacts, that should open a backdoor to get you some more invites. Now, that being said, I am going to open up one of the groups now, and hopefully the mic is going to pick it up. So I'm going to turn it up. I've got it on my phone already, so you can actually hear these people chatting, and we'll just have it on for like a couple of minutes and see what it goes to.
To resources, free office space, free labor, free printing, free advertising. She had free flights from Delta to fly people, and you can leverage yourself and get several $1 million just from resources and gifts, not just money. So I would look at that as well.
That is great advice. Thank you so much, Garrett. I think that really did help me as far as like where to put the energies on in this journey.
Yeah, and the other thing that, sorry to interrupt here. The other thing that I can do, I'm more than happy to connect you to one of the founders of Hate is a Virus, and also the founder of Poop Plus. They were socially conscious people who basically got their missions to go viral without having to spend any money. So it sounds like you're doing something similar. I'm more than happy to connect you.
Thank you so much. That means the world. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Julian, back to you.
Awesome. Well, Amy, I hope that your pen is almost out of ink, because I know I'm not even in that industry, and I was taking notes of that. And, just one note on the telecommuting for the medical part of that. Living in North Dakota, I'm 82 miles to my closest Starbucks, so I know that that's been an amazing attribute to, as much as COVID has been a bad thing, here, us in our smaller rural communities have really benefit from that. So keep doing what you're doing, circle back around, and does that give you something to go into 2021 and change your business?
Definitely appreciate all the information. And, we've been doing telemedicine now. We were a little hesitant about it, but when we did our review, it really is effective. So I guess, just having that reminder is great. I'm going to initiate right away on launching a little bit more energy into that as a resource for more funding. So thank you. Yes, it definitely helped. I'll definitely be staying in here and swinging on by to listen to more. Thank you.
Hey, this is Cameron Harold. I just wanted to share something you could also add in right now, considering that you're also on a trend with telemedicine. It's probably a similar tip that everyone can benefit from. When I was the second in command for 1-800-GOT-JUNK, we had no money for marketing. We only had 14 employees. And what we focused on was how to generate free publicity coverage by picking up the phone and calling journalists. And it sounds really old school, but what's beautiful about it is no one phones anyone anymore. And when journalists are getting bombarded with, hundreds of email pitches or newswires or press releases, your phone call is going to hit their desk. And if it hits their voicemail, all you do is just say, hey, it's Cameron calling. I think I've got a good story for you. Here's my phone number if you want to call me back. That's all you leave as the message. They will phone you back, and you can end up giving them stories, especially if the stories are about your customer and how your product or service helped your customer. But that's how we landed 5,200 stories about our company in 6 years. They were all independent, unique stories, including being on Oprah. It was all by picking up the phone. So I really urge you to try that out in your business as well. It works with podcasters, with TV, radio, newspapers, e-zines, hard copy, print, newspapers, magazines as well. Not just digital, but it really works well with hard copy as well. I'll go back on mute.
Yeah, so I have to say that is definitely very powerful information. Like I mentioned, I'm pretty new to social media. I was invited to Clubhouse as one of my first experiences speaking out here, although I've been lecturing for years. With the publicity, the problem that we've had, because we've had a couple of viral posts that went with like 5 million views. It's been still running for 3 years. I don't know how to handle the response, which was part of that question, where I was trying to figure out where to get the funding, where to put the energies on. So I think, if I'm going to get larger in that way with the media, which has reached out in the past to us, we just didn't think we were ready for that. I think you have to be ready to respond to that.
Got it. I missed that part of your question. I apologize. I'd add for that part then, start to delegate everything except genius. And if you don't have any executive assistant, you are one. So look to get any task off your plate that's under $20 an hour to a fractional or part-time or offshore freelancer.
All right, so that is me dropping that out there. So it's quite interesting listening to these people and seeing how it goes. And one of the things that I just thought about was I might actually start doing this and putting it out as a live YouTube feed. So if you're not on my YouTube, then go ahead, search me out, Paul Motley on YouTube, and it should be interesting.